on Twitch now. Hey, what's up? Let's see. Fuck it, I don't care. Post it. Dude, won't record this. Get a command prompt up. So I am a network engineer. I work as a network engineer. I am in aerospace. And that is that. Oh, hi, data center dude. Welcome. Why does a network engineer need Python? Well, lately in network engineering, we're automating things, and Python is a good way to do that. I'm trying to remember all the tools and shit. I don't know a whole lot, but there's things like NetMiko and like libraries that are made now specifically so that you can connect to network devices. There's a lot of different ways you can do things, and in an enormous network like we tend to have these days in modern data centers, modern enterprise networks, whatever, they tend to be pretty big. So if you need to push out updates, right, you don't want to have to like update manually like 100 routers all at once, right? So we want to be able to script that and get rid of all that like tedious work. So that's what Python can do for us, right? Oh, thank you, Galileo. I appreciate it. And thank you. Oh, thank you all for the kind comments. Wow, yeah. B Hizzle, thank you. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question. Thank you. Yeah, I hope that answers your question a little bit on what we need to why we need Python. You don't have to be like into Python and automation, but it does really help you be competitive for jobs and things like that. So, you know, Jeff or Puppet if you're feeling masochistic, yeah. Oh, thank you. Studying to do your CCNA in August. Good luck. You'll crush it. I really like that you can just fail tests and it's like you're just out the money, I guess, but that's it, right? It's no like really bad consequences if you fail an exam. It's actually pretty good for you if you fail an exam. Can we use Python to turn off MAC address learning on every switch? Probably, yeah, almost definitely. That's not how I did it, but you know. Oh man. Interesting. So Ansible is more geared more towards the network compared to Chef Puppet. What is Chef or Puppet? Like what are those geared more towards? I thought they were all sort of like tools for automation. I don't know. I don't know anything, right? Um Aw. Thanks, Gnome Reason. I appreciate you too. That's very kind of you to say. Apologies if I miss anybody's comments because I am streaming on 2 platforms right now, and I'm not cool enough to, like, have an integrated, like, thing going on where I've got, like, 2 I've got 1 camera streaming to all the platforms. I've got my phone here, and I've got Twitch here. So, hi, everyone. I'm just basically seeing if I can do this or if it's better to just stream on 1 platform while I'm too lazy to figure out my shit. I don't know how people stream all these different platforms at the same time. Hey! Oh, cool. Yeah. Thank you for everyone joining me, whether you're from TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, whatever. I really appreciate it. Right now, I'm stuck on this part where I'm figuring out if I can just like share my command prompt without like doxing myself. Probably. I'm just going to go into the Python shell and like do shit. So I'll just press enter a bunch of times. Everybody already knows my first name. It's fine. Anyway, you can see where I'm at, right? If you're on Twitch, you can see that I'm at the what direction is it in? This direction. You can see where I'm at in the book, right? So let me, at least on Twitch, let's see how I can on the fly add this little box here. Da, 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 da. How's everybody doing today? Thank you for joining me. If you're new here, I like to talk about how boring I am because I am pretty boring when I stream. I'm not quite this boring usually. I usually have something going on, but right now I'm literally just doing this to figure things out. So, add a layer, main screen share. And I want to share a command prompt. And prompt. If you're talking to me, I'm very sorry. I have no idea. Nornir, yeah. Okay. I've heard good things about Nornir, but look, okay, here's all the stuff. Here's the thing, real quick, TikTok for asking this question. So I've heard of Nornir, Chef, Puppet, Ansible, NetMiko, like all of these different things. I can't keep them straight. It's too much. There's too much for me. I don't know what the fuck Nornir is, if I'm being honest. I've heard good things. I don't know what the hell it is. Yeah, this is where I'm at that part of it. Okay, hang on. Where's man pro? There we go. Okay. Hang on. I'm getting it in shape. 1 second. Oh, I don't like this. Hang on. This one. I fucked something up. Hang on. Oh, yes. All right. I'm figuring out how to share my fucking command prompt. You would think I'd be able to like figure this out, right? You've got a main screen, and then you've got just a screen. Here we go. Here we go. I'm onto something. Am I onto something? No, I'm just stupid. Yes, I am. All right, let's see if I can squish this into my Twitch stream. I'm gonna have to make the PDF a little bit smaller. I apologize. So I'm reading out of the book. If you are on Twitch and you're watching this, or regardless, I'm learning Python out of the book, Mastering Python Networking by Eric Chou. You should definitely check it out if you are interested. I might be stupid and incompetent, but it has nothing to do with his book and everything to do with me. There we go. Okay, let's see how this goes. I've got on Twitch, I've got my command prompt. I'm not doing a very good job at like making people want to follow me on live on TikTok. I'm sorry. Wait, I'm already in Python. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's do this. A equals networking is fun. B equals DevOps is fun too. I beg to differ, but we'll see. We'll see. DevOps is fun too. C equals quote, what about coding? Question mark. Super fun. All right. A beginning double quote means that, sorry, needs to be matched with an ending double quote. That makes sense. That's how it usually works. Triple quotes allow the string to span different lines. Okay, so if you're on Twitch and you saw that, that's me spanning different lines with the triple quotes, beginning and the end. All right, I'm actually going to look at comments. Thank you, Chef Austin. I appreciate Netbox. Yes, I love Netbox. Although, like, how much does that cost for me to just use at home fucking around, right? Okay. Yeah, Ansible is more approachable than Nornir as it has a large user database and therefore more docs. Cool. All right. Multi-streaming is pretty easy. You can use Restream. Okay, I need to look into that. Thank you. Cool, 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 cool. At what stage does it make sense to learn Python for networking? At any stage, I think. It seems like at any stage would be good to learn Python for networking because it can be useful now. It can be useful at the beginning of your career. I guess if you're like just starting out in networking, then you probably don't want to learn Python immediately because you want to focus on the networking part of it. Python is coding, and so it's a little bit different. Do I have a link for the book? Oh yeah, 1 second. Let me grab it. You can find it on Amazon. Mastering Python Networking. What edition is this? 4th edition is the latest one. So in case you want to grab it, we'll send you. 1 second, I'll post that in the chat. That's not. Yep. Here we go. All right. There we go. Twitch buddies. I posted a link to it in the chat. If you're on TikTok and you want a link to Mastering Python Networking, you can go to Amazon. You can type in Mastering Python Networking. Find the 4th edition. That's what you want. Back to Mastering Python Networking. Sequence types, lists and tuples. Okay, so let's see. I'm learning about sequences, right? That's why I just did this. Sequences are ordered sets of objects with an index of non-negative integers. So since there are many different sequence types in Python, we've got strings, lists, tuples, etc. We're going to use the interactive interpreter to illustrate that. Okay, so yeah, I just illustrated strings. If you're on Twitch, once again, you would have seen this in my little command prompt. All right, so now we're going to talk about the other types of commonly used sequences, lists and tuples. So lists are going to be sets of arbitrary objects. They can be created by enclosing objects in square brackets. Just like strings, lists are indexed by non-zero integers that start at 0. That's a kind of a confusing, hang on. Just like strings, lists are indexed by non-zero integers that start at 0. How can it be non-zero if it starts at 0? That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, we've got some converts to Python. Awesome. Yeah, okay. What are you trying to learn going into a class that requires Python to pass? Are you asking if I'm going into a class that requires Python to pass, or are you saying you are? I'm just trying to learn anything about Python at all because I'm at the very, very beginning. I literally just finished the equivalent of Hello World and made variables. I just typed in some. That's it. Aw. Would you rather watch a tree grow or a knee grow? Definitely a tree. Oh, sorry. What am I using to learn? My bad. I'm using a book called Mastering Python Networking. Yeah. Okay. I'm really sorry if I don't get to all your comments. I have 2 platforms open. Okay. So we're going to do a list now. So here we go. Let's do a list. Vendors. We're just going to follow along with the book. Vendors equals, quote, Cisco, Arista, Juniper. Those are all the networking vendors that exist or matter. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. All right, vendors. And then, so if we type, sorry, TikTok, you're just going to have to take me at my word that I'm doing this. I apologize. I don't know how to screen share right now for TikTok. All right, so vendors, open brackets, 0, close brackets. And it prints out Cisco because my list was Cisco, Arista, Juniper. Cisco's in the 0 spot. So that makes sense. If I did the same thing with like vendors, the list, except I made it 1, then it's going to print out Arista. And if I did that with 2, it's going to print out Juniper because it's in the 2 spot. The 2 indexed spot. Hey, Alexis. Aw. Been a NetEng for 13 years, just now learning Python. Well, you almost definitely know more than I do. So good luck to you on your journey as well. Tuples are like lists. Okay, it's tuples time. I always thought tuples sounded really. Tuple is a funny word. It's like thruple, if you know what that is. What are we coding? We're just doing Hello World. We're following along with the book. TikTok cannot see my screen that I'm sharing. Twitch can because I know how to do that on Twitch. I don't know how to do it on TikTok yet. So this is my experimental thing. Anyway, Yeah. So I'm following along with the book and I'll read it out loud, but I know it's not the same as seeing it. So sorry. Um, okay, so I'm doing tuples now. We're doing sequences. First sequence I learned was a string. Second sequence is a list. Third sequence I'm learning now is the tuples. So tuples are like lists, which I just created earlier, but you create it by enclosing values in parentheses, but the values in the tuple are retrieved by referencing the index number. Unlike lists, the values cannot be modified after creation. Okay, so lists can be modified after you make them, tuples cannot. That's important, I feel like. All right, so our example that Eric gives is um, data centers equals. That's the name of our tuple. So in my tuple, SJC1, comma, LAX1, comma, SFO, like O the letter, I guess, 1, and then close parentheses. So lists, it looks like you create them with brackets. Tuples, you create them with parentheses. I don't know if that is a strict rule. Hmm. Can I make the command prompt bigger? Oh, yes. I'm so sorry, Twitch. Okay, so the PDF I'm assuming is good, Twitch, but not the command line. All right, so the command line might end up taking up space that the. Well, let's see, actually. No, 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 no. Yeah, I'm sorry, Twitch. The command line is probably going to take up half the thing. But let me see if I can get it readable along with a fairly readable PDF. One sec. Need to probably put the PDF on top. There we go. All right. Now let me know. I've resized it. Let me know if the command line's any better or if I need to make it bigger, I can do that. So anyway, I've created my tuple, and if I type in data centers with 0 in brackets, it's going to give me the whatever's in position 0 in that tuple, and it's SJC1. Okay, so this is pretty easy. Like, this is pretty understandable. Thanks, much better. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Cool, Twitch. Hello, TikTok/Twitch. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so sorry. If you're on TikTok, like, I'm gonna be honest, I just did this so I could figure out how to use TikTok Live. That's literally, I'm sorry. It'll be better in the future. I'm gonna figure out how to like stream better, stream both at once or something. But for now, here we go. So, all right. So I've got all my sequence types typed in. If you're on Twitch, you can see this. So I am just going to, I guess, type in the variable name, press enter, and it's assigned to networking is fun. A1. Oh, okay. So this is cool. I like this. I like this. So if you have a list, so I made a list. What did I do? No, I made variables A, B, and C, and I assigned each of them like a string, I guess. Um, Like the first one I did was A, and it's networking is fun was the string. And I forgot you can do this because low key I've done like 15 like intro to Python courses and like never gone past that. I forgot you can do this if you do like variable name and then in parentheses like a number integer position. It'll give you the like part of that string that's in that position. So in networking is fun, I put in, variable name A and then 1. So it's 0 indexed. So networking is fun. The 1 position, I guess, is that what you call it, is the E because 0 is the N, 1 is the E, and then networking is fun. That's cool. Okay. Let's go to our list called vendors, and it lists out Cisco, Arista, and Juniper. And who's in the first position in that list? It's Arista. Ta-da! Okay. So I feel like we got it. Data centers, 1, LAX, etc. Okay, now here's some interesting stuff. So we're gonna do variable name A, which is networking is fun again, and then in brackets 0:2. I am just gonna guess that does whatever's in 0 position, whatever's in 2 position. Hey, Ryan. Yeah, sorry I surprised you. I wasn't actually originally going to stream on Twitch, but then I figured like I'm on the computer anyway, so I might as well. Um yeah. What am I doing? Hello, Bugs Bunny. I'm learning Python. I'm a network engineer learning Python, the end. And I'm at the very beginning. So, oh, and I'm learning using this book, Mastering Python Networking. Eric did not pay me to promote his book, but I'm going to do it anyway. He's the author, Eric Chou. Sorry, Twitch. For Twitch, let me show Twitch now. Two different cameras. A blurry picture of Eric Chou's face and name. But yeah, Mastering Python Networking 4th edition. It's a great book. I've heard awesome things about it. And Eric's an awesome guy. So he wrote a fantastic book. Okay, so our variable A is networking is fun. In brackets 0:2. So that gives us, whoops, what does that give us? Aw. Thanks for pinning that. Okay. Are you still a mod? Yeah, you're still a mod. Cool, thanks. Mr. Hamill is I meant for him to be a mod. I'm glad I gave him mod permissions last time because that's how you make a mod. You see how I'm a baby streamer? Anyway, I'm glad you still are. Thanks for joining, bud. All right, so 0 position and 2 position. That doesn't make any sense to me because shouldn't 2 be E? But it gave me NE. Oh, you know what? No. A sequence can be sliced. So, okay. I bet it's like start at 0, end at 2, maybe? So that's why I got NE and then nothing after that. And then if we do that with vendors, 0:2, what am I going to get? Cisco and Arista. Yeah, see, that doesn't, well, okay, that makes sense still, right? And then if I do data center 0:2, sorry, I'm sure you guys are like telling me what the answer is. Did I spell data center? Oh, I had that issue earlier. Did I misspell data centers when I made that? Oh, yeah, it's just singular data center. Whoops. Gotcha. Data center 0:2. There we go. All right, cools, cools. Hey, Alex. I'm guessing you know this, but just in case, Scapy? Is it Scapy? Scappy? Scap pie? Scape pie? I don't know. I know it's like pie at the end, but it doesn't make sense to say it that way. So how do you pronounce it? Okay, but Scapy, Scape pie. I don't know. It's a great Python library for your line of work. I have heard good things about it. It's just another one of those libraries that sort of, because I don't know Python, but I do recognize the name. So thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Let's see. Probably a good opportunity to take a look at variable assignment and assign data center singular to its plural form. Yeah, I probably should do that. So can I do, all right, let's go off the beaten path a little bit. Should I just make data centers equals data center? Or is that gonna like fuck with my script? Let's try it out. So if I do data centers 0 to 2. Okay, so that works. That's good. Perfect. Yay, thanks, Control Vike. Integers functioning as an index for parts of strings, lists, etc. Cools, cools, cools. All right. Hey TikTok, how you hanging in there? My viewers have just been dropping like this whole time. I don't blame you. Oh, okay. Python library for crafting packets and frames. Now that could be very useful for sure. Scapy. How do you pronounce it? Someone tell me how to pronounce it. Scapy, Scapi, Scappy. Anyway. All right, so for those who are following along at home, I'm just going to read the words literally out of this book. So there are also common functions that can be applied to sequence types, like checking the number of elements and finding the minimum and maximum values amongst all the elements. Okay, that's cool. That makes sense. So we've got an example here, and I'm just going to do the exact example that he gives. So the length of A. All right, so A is my variable that is assigned to networking as fun. So I'm guessing that's 17 characters. I'm going to take it at its word. The length of vendors. I'm curious about that because vendors is my list. Okay. So if you do the length of a list, that makes sense. It's not characters, it's item 1, item 2, item 3, whatever. Okay. Um all right, what am I doing? Length of data centers as well. Cool. All right. What was B? Okay. B was originally DevOps is fun too. Thank you. Whatever that noise was. Did somebody just subscribe? Hello. Thank you. KB is fun. Someone made a custom DHCP server with it. For Juniper zero touch provisioning that did fancy firmware and config file delivery. Yeah. Okay. ChatGPT isn't always your friend when it comes to programming, let alone running random commands or dumping random configurations into network devices. Yeah, absolutely. Don't use ChatGPT to like just blindly do all of your stuff. Hey, effing birds. Yay. Thank you. Oop. Somebody recognized my can you not? Okay, so I'm assigning my variable B to something other than what it was. So a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. What is the minimum value of B now? So B is a list of integers, and I'm asking it for the minimum, and then I'm going to ask it for the maximum. And it correctly gives me 1 and 5 as minimum and maximum, but I want to know if it's giving me the minimum like indexed value or if it's giving me the minimum like integer value. So I'm actually going to reassign B to like what? I don't know, out of order, right? 3, 5, 2, 1, 4. There we go. And let's redo that. Minimum of B is 1. Okay, so it is integer value. And max of B should be 5. Okay, cool. Curious. So there are various methods that are applicable only to strings. It's worth noting that these methods don't modify the underlying string data itself and always return a new string. In short, mutable objects like lists and dictionaries can be changed after creation, and immutable objects, for example, strings, cannot. Okay, so you can't change strings, but you can append things to them, I'm pretty sure. So you can't like I guess change the content of it unless you like reassign it, but you can append things to the string. I feel like that is correct. I feel like I've done that before. If you want to use the new return value for other operations, you'll need to catch the return value and assign it to a different variable. Okay, well, that answers my question, kind of, right? What's your safety belt? What is OOM? Interesting. I feel like I could make the argument that exclamation mark is an uppercase 1. That's hilarious. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hamill. Appending accepted. Everything else creates a new string object. All right, cool. All right. We got a lot of people who know Python here now. So, hello, what am I doing? Hi, DHCP server. You have a very appropriately named username. I'm learning Python. I'm a network engineer. I don't know how to have that overlay at the top that everyone seems to have, where it's like, this is who I am. Ask me questions. But I need to figure that out. How's my Ansible skills? I have 0 of them. I have exactly goose egg. So why would I get more out of Ansible than Python for networking? I'm curious, or NetOps, whatever NetOps really is. No one knows. Um, yeah, okay. For anyone new who's asking, I am learning Python out of this book, Mastering Python Networking, 4th edition by Eric Chou. It is on Amazon. You can order it there. It's something like $45 US. Um, it's a pretty thick ass book, so like, you know, pretty good. And this is I'm on Twitch as well, and this is I have the PDF up on Twitch. If you would like to watch on Twitch, you can see my command line where I'm typing in very basic Python things and the PDF of the book itself as I'm reading through. Okay. So we talked about strings, mutable and immutable objects. Let's see. All right, so here we're doing, if you want to use the new return value for other operations, you will need to catch the return value and assign it to a different variable. So here we have networking is fun. Ooh, I like this. Okay. A is my, so if you do your string like variable name, dot capitalize. I know how to spell. It capitalizes the first letter. Okay, so variable dot capitalize, if it's a string, I guess we'll capitalize the first letter. What if I do b dot capitalize? It's a list of integers. Yeah, it gives me an error. Cool. Okay. Let's see. A dot upper. Okay. So if I want to make everything uppercase, I use upper. Networking is fun. It's shouting it at me now. Can you explain encryption and PKI right quick? No. You know, I get a lot of comments that say I look like the Grey's Anatomy actress. I don't know how to take that, but she is a really cool person, so I'm down with it, I guess. Um, so A dot upper didn't change it permanently. It's just me like doing a temporary thing. Cool. B, okay, if I assign B to A dot upper, and then I spit out B, then suddenly it's networking is fun yelling at you. Okay. Ooh, A dot split. So if I split my string, oh, it splits it into words, it looks like. All right, cool. Aw, thank you, Big Meister. Need more stuff like this, working with concepts, figuring them out as you go. Goes against the mainstream of I needed it 5 seconds ago due to my 3 second attention span. Yeah, so this is the only way that I can effectively learn. Like, if I have to sit down and read something, it's really tough for me to actually like take the time to just sit down and like read and like learn, and that's it for like a long time. So streaming helps me do that because I am held to all of you lovely people. Split can split a string based on a specified delimiter. I think default is a space though. Okay, cool. So how do I specify the delimiter? Somebody tell me how to specify it because it's not in this immediate part of the book. Is it a dot split and then it's like I put something in the parentheses or something? How to say you have ADHD without saying it? Yeah, that's correct. You are correct. Yeah, I absolutely do. At least that I have. There's probably more. Split and then in parentheses delimit. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Control Byte. Okay, Control Byte has cracked the code for me. So if I want to split it, well, what would I split it on? Let's see. Do I have? Well, I'll split it on ends, I guess. Will this work? If I split it wherever there's the letter N? Yeah, it worked. So if I split the string networking is fun by N, the letter N, then I get space, networky, and then G is foot. So that's cool. All right. Awesome. Split I. Actually, yeah, I could split I too. Hang on, hang on. Yeah, okay. Interesting. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Effing birds. Hell yeah, I'm a fan. Okay, what else am I doing? Here are some of the common methods for a list. The Python data type is a very useful structure in terms of putting multiple items together and iterating through them one at a time. For example, we can make a list of data center spine switches and apply the same access list to all of them by iterating through them one by one. Since a list's value can be modified after creation, unlike tuples, we can also expand and contract the existing list as we move along the program. I love this about this book. Eric immediately starts out the book talking about Python in terms of what it can do for a network engineer, right? There's plenty of books out there that are like this is how Python works and this is how you can use Python, but there aren't that many about specifically like network engineering. As a network engineer, this is what you can do with it, right? This is how you can use Python. And I love that Eric's book is specifically its audience is network engineers or like people adjacent, right? So he does a good job of that. All right, so here's our example. We're going to make a list called routers, and then it's just going to be like R1, R2, oops, R1, R2, R3, oops, R4, R5. Okay, tools. Okay, and then if I do routers dot append, and then in brackets, I specify another router, R6. Yeah, okay, this is what I was talking about earlier. Wait, what did I do wrong? Object is not subscriptable. Hang on. What did I do wrong? Somebody tell me, because I think I spelled it right. It gave me an error. It did not want to. R1 and R2 are classic Cisco nodes. Yep. Always in those books, always in Cisco Press books. Oh, parentheses versus brackets. Is that what I did wrong? Aha, you're correct. All right, I used brackets instead of parentheses. I know you're having a lot of fun. 40 people on TikTok who are watching this. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's try this again. So routers dot append. Earlier I did this with brackets. Now I'm doing it in parentheses as it should be, and that worked, right? So routers dot append, and then I added R6. So now my routers list is R1 through R6. Boom, done. Cool. Now we can do routers dot insert. Okay, so I don't know what's happening here. I want to try and guess before I read ahead because that's more fun. So I'm doing routers dot insert and then in parentheses the number 2 and then quotes R100 close parentheses. So 2 comma and then like a string R100, right? So my guess is that this will be inserted at position 2. So it's 0 indexed. So I don't know if it's going to it'll take the place, I guess, of R3. Hey, Twitch Clag, thank you for following. I keep saying subscribing, but I don't charge any money, so like it's really following. I don't know. Um, so okay, it's gonna be inserted. R100 is gonna be inserted in position 2. Let's find out. Yep, called it. Cool, sweet. All right. Ooh, routers dot pop. Oh, I don't know pop. I don't. So, all right, my next example that I'm given by the book is routers again being my list of routers dot pop and then in parentheses number 1. So, let's see. So it feeds me back R2. So I'm guessing it is popping off whatever's in position 1 as I specified. Um so let's Yep, it sure did. So the pop is basically removing something in whatever index position you specify. Okay, cool. So when you ask it to insert something, you have to specify the position and the thing. Oh, thank you for the little heart. Appreciate it. The position and the thing you want to insert, right? So when you pop something, you don't have to specify the thing, you just have to specify the position it's in. That makes sense. Python lists are great for sorting data, but it's tricky at times to keep track of data. If we need to reference it by location, if that's an issue, we can use a different Python data type. Let's look at Python mapping type next. Okay, I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what mapping is. Python provides one mapping type called the dictionary. Oh, maybe I do know what a dictionary is. I just hadn't heard the term mapping before. Okay, a synonym of append would be push, and that's how you get push slash pop. Yeah, I've heard the terms push and pop in the context of like MPLS labels. So that's just funny. All right, the dictionary data type is what I think of as a poor man's database because it contains objects that can be indexed by keys. This is often referred to as an associated array or hashing table in another programming language. If you have used any dictionary-like objects in other languages, you will know how powerful this type can be because you can refer to the object with a human-readable key. Okay. I have used dictionaries in a limited capacity. Very, very basic in the past. Okay. So this key instead of just a number will make much more sense to the poor guy. Be inclusive. Come on. Poor guy, poor person who's trying to maintain and troubleshoot the code. That person could be you only a few months after you wrote the code, trying to troubleshoot the code at 2 a.m. Yes. This is a woke stream, by the way, so everything has to be gender neutral. The object in the dictionary value can also be another data type, such as a list. As we've used square brackets for lists and round braces for tuples, we use curly braces to create a dictionary. Like evolution, it's beautiful. As we've used square brackets for lists and round braces for tuples, I already read that, sorry. We use curly braces to create a dictionary. Here's an example of how we can use a dictionary to represent our data center devices, and here's where I type in exactly what's in the book. Dictionaries are a pain in the ass. Haha. What's your highest cert? Well, actually, technically, it's an enterprise core specialist cert because you get a certification after you pass the encore test. No one cares about it, but you do. So, what packages are you using? Nothing. The command, nothing. What advice would you give an experienced dev trying to move to a more senior position? I'm not a developer. If you couldn't tell that by now, I'm not a developer. I'm a network engineer desperately trying to type hello world into the CLI with Python. So I'm very sorry. Your master's in data science. Wow. That's awesome. Okay. Python dictionaries and JSON files. Yes, I have noticed the similarities there. I have also seen a JSON file. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for being inclusive. Oh, you're welcome. Just use ChatGPT to code everything and it takes 1/50th the time. Yeah. 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 Anyway, my highest cert that anyone gives a shit about is the CCNA route and switch. So there you go. All right, here we go. We're typing into the command line again. Data center 1 equals, and I'm creating dictionaries now. So get ready for this fun. So this first dictionary, data center 1, the first, I forget, it's like key and value or value and key or key and value. Is the key the one that is before the colon? I don't know. Key and values, I think. Something like that. I'll figure it out. It'll probably tell me. Um, so the before the colon is spines. And my spines are called, again, classic Cisco, R1, R2, R3, R4. Thanks for not making me type too many more of those. Okay, so data center 1, my dictionary, is just spines and 4 router names, basically. Key first, value second. Thank you. See. So if I want to print, fine. Okay, I need to put this in quote. You know what always gets me about coding? When you, oops, about to happen, is when you have to put shit in quotes. I always forget. And sometimes it's like double quotes, sometimes it's single quotes only, or it can be interchangeable. And I forget all the time which one of those it is. So that's cool. Yeah, okay, key value. Sleep deprivation. No, I cannot blame who I am on sleep deprivation. I'm very well rested at the moment. If I want to list out all the values under the key spines, I just do data center, like the name of my dictionary, and then in brackets, spines or the key. Key value. It makes sense. It's just the word key throws me off for some reason. Is this programming? Yeah, it's sad, depressing programming, but it is programming technically. I'm not programming anything. I'm just in the command prompt in Python 3.10. What am I doing? All right. Okay, so now I'm going to specify another key value pair. Is that what you call them? Key value pairs, I feel like is what they're called. Another key value pair. Oh, wait a minute. So first I created the dictionary with like curly braces and everything, but then his second example is different than that. Instead of like data center one equal, oh, okay, this is, I guess, how you insert stuff into a dictionary afterwards. Something, I don't know. Data center one, uh, square brackets, leafs equals, and then we've got square brackets again and all our like little leaf names. So these are strings, L1, L2, L3, and L4. Looks like 11, 12, 13, and 14, but it is not. Okay, so now if I want to see just the leaves, I do data center one square brackets leaves. If I want to, what if I just want to see data center one? There we go. Spines and leaves. It's beautiful. My beautiful dictionary. The quotes are only important for strings and how lazy you are in escaping some symbols in the strings. Okay. How you directly interface with list indexes in Python is how you access dictionary keys. Cool. Okay. The Python dictionary, this is Eric Chou speaking now, by the way. Um, the Python dictionary is one of my favorite data containers to use in network scripts, and I use it all the time. However, there are other data containers that can come in handy in different use cases. A set is one of them. All right, we're slowly getting into stuff I don't know shit about. All right, a set. A set is used to contain an unordered collection of objects. So, unlike lists and tuples, sets are unordered and cannot be indexed by numbers, but there is one character that makes sets stand out as useful. The elements of a set are never duplicated. Imagine you have a list of IPs that you want to put in an access list. The only problem with this list of IPs is that they're full of duplicates. Ah, see, I love this. I love this about this book. Um, he makes sure to, like, this is aimed at network engineers who want to learn Python. It's not just for anyone who wants to learn Python, right? It's for network engineers because, once again, the title of the book is Mastering Python Networking, right? So he makes it relatable for network engineers, and he has all of his examples are network engineering examples, which is very cool. So anyway, think about how many lines of code you would use to loop through the list of IPs to sort out unique items one at a time. Now consider this. The built-in set type would allow you to eliminate duplicate entries with just one line of code. Personally, the Python set data type is not used that much in my code, but when I need it, I'm always very thankful it exists. Once the set or sets are created, they can be compared with each other using the union, intersection, and differences. Apparently, those are things you can use Python. Union, intersection, and differences. Okay, so now we're back to examples, right? So I'm going to assign A. My variable A is hello, the string. Then if I write set with A in parentheses, it lists out all the letters in the set. Sorry, it lists out all the letters in hello, but it doesn't include the double L. Also, funny enough, it starts with the OLEH, like it's backwards. That is a grab bag of keys. Okay, interesting. Hey, Bearded IT Dad, what's up? I see you liking the live. I'll be honest here, sets have only been useful for me in removing duplicate list elements. List, set, list, the list? That is a list nested within a set within a list. I'm very confused. Okay. Yeah, okay. This does seem like a nice way to just, I don't know, get shit done if you need to. All right, let's do another set. B is my second set. So I'm creating it and it's 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4. Okay, cool. And now if I list out B, because I specified it as a set, it's just going to say 1 2 3 4. That's it. If I add 5, B dot add with 5 in parentheses, it adds 5. Boom, done. So what's the difference between add and append? Does add append? Why would you use two of the? I am now. See, now I need to look up. Wait until someone answers me. All right. B dot update. See, now we have the function update. Like, what is that? B dot update. And then in parentheses, we're going to specify letters now. A, B, God, B. I didn't put spaces between these, so I hope that's okay. B. All right, so what is the difference between add, update, append? Because it looks like all they do is they all append things to the end. This brain path sounds like my brain path. Good. Good. I'm not the only one who's crazy. Or ADHD or whatever. Oh, now we get to do intersection. Okay, so intersection, what does intersection do? Basically, if you create a set and you add a bunch of like the same stuff into the set, it's only going to count that stuff once. So that's nice. You can't have duplicates in a set. Okay, add puts an element into a dictionary. Append comments. Append puts an element into a list. Oh my god, why can't they use the same syntax? This is a lot. Add versus append is one arithmetic and the other append is for strings too. Oh yeah, maybe some of them. Okay, add doesn't only have to be a single object. It can be a whole other dictionary too. Okay. I expect set is more efficient than list. And the order of items is not meaningful. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Okay, let's do intersection. What the fuck is this? All right, so I'm going to specify two more sets. They're also called A and B because we are not original. So my first set, A, is the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then B is my second set, and that is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, all right. So A dot intersection, and then in parentheses B, I get 4, 5 in curly braces. Okay, so it's what they have in common with each other. That's I can definitely see the use of that. I like that a lot. Aw, thanks, Bingmeister. All new synapses count, even if they stray off the path. Enjoy your holiday, my friend. Okay. And now, okay, so that was intersection, right? Finding, I guess, the common stuff, the intersection between two sets. My question is intersection only for sets? But we'll figure that out. Okay, so the next word is union. A dot union B in parentheses. Okay, that makes sense. It looks like it added them together. It added everything together. And then, of course, because it's a set, there's no duplicates. So it added A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with B, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but it got rid of the duplicate 4s and 5s because it's a set, and that's what it does. Sweet. Now, here's what I don't get. 1 and then an asterisk, and then it gives me, wait. That didn't, why didn't that work? So he wants his next example is 1 asterisk, but I'm getting X error, so I don't know what that's about. But his output after he does 1 and then the star is 1, 2, and 3 in curly braces. Why is that not working for me? Move on. We'll figure it out eventually. Okay. All right, now we're going to take a tour of Python operators next. Why do I have 2 mics? Well, because one is for Twitch and the other one is for TikTok because I'm literally using my phone and computery camera because I don't know how to do anything and I just wanted to figure out TikTok live. I'm being honest. All right, Python operators, let's fucking go. numeric operators that you'd expect from any programming language, like plus, minus, and so on. We have the truncating division, also known as floor division. That's a lot of words. Truncating the result to an integer and a floating point, but only the integer value is returned. The modulo operator. Oh, is that the word for it? The percentage sign is called modulo. That's cool. Returns the remainder value in the division. I vaguely remember this from some class or other. So if I just do, hey, Star Sentinel, thank you for following. If I just do 1 plus 2, it's going to give me 3. 2 minus 1, it's going to give me 1. 1 times 5, it's going to give me 5, etc. Okay, cool. Now 5 divided by 1 returns a float, so I get 5.0. 5, and then floor division, so it's two backslashes. So instead of 5 \2 for 5 divided by 2, giving me that 5.0. If I do 5 double backslash 2, it gives me 2. Look, if I'm being honest, I don't know what the fuck floor division is. I thought I could think about it for a second and figure it out, but I don't want to. All right, 5 modulo 2. Oops. 5 modulo 2 gives me 1. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm an idiot. It actually explained it above. So wait, floor division truncates the result to an integer and a floating point, but only the integer value is. The modulo returns the remainder value in the division. Okay, I think the modulo makes sense to me, but the floor division for some reason doesn't. Truncates the result to an integer and a floating point, but only the integer value is returned. Oh, no, I do get it. Because 5 divided by 2 is like 2 point something, right? So it's just giving me the 2 out of that. All right, cool. Target Pacer learns basic fucking math. This is fun. All right, now we have comparison operators. A equals 1. B equals 2. Now, ooh, the dreaded Boolean. So A double equals B. False. There we go. Modulo's remainder, floor division is just the quotient. Ah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. On TikTok, I am not set up well, so I apologize. This is my first live stream on TikTok, so I'm just figuring it out. I have my screen share on Twitch, so as much as I hate to like redirect you from the TikTok stream, honestly, if you want to see what I'm doing, you're welcome to go to Twitch. I am also Track and Pacer there, and you'll be able to see my CLI where I'm actually like typing this stuff in, and you'll also be able to see the PDF of the book that I'm learning from, which if you're new here, once again, is called Mastering Python Networking. It's by Eric Chou. You can buy it on Amazon. It's something like $45, I think there. So 4th edition, by the way, pretty new. The physical copy feels very nice. I personally love the feeling of whatever material it is that they're making these covers out of. This like weird matte stuff. Anyway, all right, here we go. So I've made A1 and B2 and then compared them with A double equals comparison. I don't know is that a comparison? I don't know what the operator is called, but well, no, he calls it double equal sign. So anyway, A double equals B, it came out as false, right? So A is greater than B, also going to be false. Okay. A is less than B will be true. So I'm just typing these in, pressing enter, and Python's telling me, true or false, right? A is less than or equal to B. I can also do that, and that's also true. We can use 2 of the common membership operators to test whether an object is in a sequence type. So if I make A now equal to hello world, and I just type H in single quotes, and then in A outside of those quotes, it's going to tell me true because there is an H in hello world, which is what A is. So that makes sense. We can also do like Z in A, and that's going to be false because there's no Z in hello world. Or we can do H not in A, which will also come out as false because it's true. Or wait, it'll also come out as false because H is in A. And then, of course, we can say Z not in A, and that will be true. Cool. Python operators allow us to perform simple operations efficiently. In the next section, we will look at how we can use control flows to repeat these operations. Control flow. I don't know what a control flow is. How are we doing in chat? Thank you, Mr. Hamill. Oh, yay. Yay, I'm so glad people are downloading the book. Eric is awesome. Eric also has a group for learning Python. Shoot, I don't have the URL right on. See if I can find it real quick. But he's got like a forum for learning Python. So a bunch of people are learning Python together. And sorry, I'm looking on Twitter. Yeah, so a community of people learning Python together there. And he sends out like a newsletter about Python and projects and things. So if you're interested, definitely send that. I am scrolling. I know I've got it somewhere. It's been a while since I last streamed, so I guess this is my part 2. I streamed the first part of Eric's book actually a while ago. It's on my YouTube channel. It might also be in my history on Twitch right now. But the beginning of the book actually gives you like an overview of network concepts and Python itself. And yeah, it actually goes into detail on like the OSI model and stuff. So it's a pretty good overview actually. So anyway, I'll find that URL eventually, but let's keep moving on. Okay, control flow tools. Oh, okay, that's if or else. How do you all pronounce it? Is it elif? Like else if, but like squished together? Elif? Elif? I don't know how else you would pronounce it. Python is great. I actually built a full stack application using Flutter/Dart based on Python. Badass. Um, By the way, TikTok, because TikTok is worse than everything other than maybe RPAN when Reddit did live streaming. I'm not going to respond to comments about my appearance. Thanks. Eat shit. What other languages have you learned? I took a class on C++ once upon a time, but I wouldn't say I mean, I learned it at that time, but I don't remember it, right? So, anyway. There's only layer 7 or layer 4. No idea what the other layers are. Well, this is layer 7 shit, so. How do you have patience to read boring RFCs? I actually don't find RFCs very boring. For some reason, RFCs have actually turned out, and I'm not talking about the April 1st ones either, although the April 1st ones are pretty awesome. I don't know. There's just some stuff that's not boring to me that probably should be, but it's not. Maybe because I haven't read many RFCs in my life, so it's still like got that shiny new veneer to it or something. I don't know. Every time I start a Cisco Press textbook, I'm really excited about it, and then it slowly like sucks the life out of me. So maybe that's how it'll go. Thoughts on DevOps? I don't want to do it. That's basically it. I'm glad there are other people who want to do DevOps. I'm not one of them. Make your internet go faster. Go to your router settings and set all ports to open. One of these days, I'm gonna do a video that's just like, here's how you make your network faster, and it's all bad stuff. All right, if elif, let's go. So if expression do something, elif expression do something if the expression meets blah 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 blah. So the if else and elif statements control conditional code execution. Unlike some other programming languages, Python uses indentation structure blocks. There can be any number of indentation spaces as long as they align. Common practice is typically to use 2 or 4 spaces. The format of the conditional statement is as follows. And if you're on Twitch, you can see this. If you are on TikTok, it's just if expression : and then underneath that you're indented with the 2 or 4 spaces, and it, you tell it to do something under that. And then you've got elif underneath at the same level of the if expression, and do something if that expression doesn't meet the criteria or does. And then you have an else statement. So I don't know. I feel like they're self-explanatory. I'm not doing a very good job, but I'm also literally learning this right now. So anyways, so let's do an example. So for those following along at home, we're going to do what the book does. Exactly. So A equals 10. If A greater than 1, colon. And I like this in the CLI because it'll just give me like a little, it'll already indent for me. So that's nice. So if A is greater than 1, print A is larger than 1. What did I do wrong? Uh, didn't like that. Doesn't like my indentation. Wow, that's fucking rude. All right. Try this again. Do I have to actually do the indentation print? Is that what I did wrong? It did not. Okay, I did actually. I thought it was indenting for me. It did not. 4 spaces always. Yeah, I've actually I've actually never seen 2 spaces used. Not to say I'm like a developer, but yeah. I am part of the podcast. Yes. Did someone ask about the podcast? Yeah. Yeah, you see that? Yeah. The art, I don't know. I'm so sorry, Twitch. I'm like too far away from you, but the art of network engineering. Whoever asked about the art of network engineering, if you did, I am indeed on that podcast. Yeah. It's a good podcast. I guess I should thank you, Mr. Hamill, just super on top of it. Yeah, the A1 Discord. So we have a Discord channel. It's not just for the podcast, but it was started by the founders of the podcast. I'm not a founder. I came in later. And yeah, it's like a study you can go in and join, and most people are network engineers in there. We're a very supportive community. Everybody's awesome. Lots of people are studying for certs. We have a failure. We have a failure channel. We have a winning channel. The failure channel is actually very wholesome, by the way. And also the winning channel. And we have a lot of other like sections, right, for all the different things you're learning and like people to discuss it. We've got a place for diversity and inclusion. We've got mentorship. We've got job stuff, anything you could want. So join if you're interested. Okay, what am I doing? I'm still in an if statement. Oh wait. So if A is greater than 1, print A is larger than 1. Elif A is less than 1, print A is smaller than 1. Else print A is equal to 1. And then I press enter, and then I press enter again, and boom, it runs, and it tells me A is larger than 1. Because what did I make A? I made A 10. All right, so that's easy, right? I feel like that's a pretty good demonstration of like if, elif, else state. The while loop is another one. Oops, sorry, microphone. Trying to make sure this one works. The while loop will continue to execute until the condition is false, so be careful with this one. Okay. If you don't want to continue to execute and then crash your process. So let me practice a while. So it's while something is happening, do something, right? So let's say A equals 10 again, B equals 1, and then our while statement is while B is less than A, colon, we're going to print B. And then at the same time, we are going to use the I don't know what you call this operator. It's the plus symbol and the equal symbol, which just means like add this to the variable, I'm pretty sure. So we're basically going to iterate through, we're going to start with b equaling 1. We're going to print b, and then we're going to add 1 to b, and we're going to do that until b is equal to a, I think. I'm not sure, because it's just my expression is while b is less than a. So I don't know if it'll go until it's equal or until it's, oh wait, no, just while it's less than. So it's not going to go until, yeah, when it becomes equal, it just won't print that out. So anyway, here we go. Boom. And it does it really fast. So I see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because a is 10 and b is only less than a when it's under 10. So cool. Easy peasy. It's all fun and games until you got many crazy elifs going on there. Yeah. Yeah. Brave Traveler knows what's up. I was a guest on the Art of Network Engineering podcast once upon a time. And then they loved me so much that they were like, do you want to come on more regularly? And I was like, yes. And that's the story of me being on the podcast. Just before I actually became an official like host of that podcast, I hosted a special episode where we talked. I talked with a couple other women who are network engineers as well, and we talked about women in network engineering, and it was like the most woke thing that ever woked, and it was awesome. Um, do some more Python. Okay. So we did a while loop. Now let's do a for loop. The for loop works with any object that supports iteration. This means all the built-in sequence types like lists, tuples, and strings can be used in a for loop. The letter I in the following for loop, which we will do, and I will describe TikTok. I'm so sorry. The letter I in the following for loop is an iterating variable. So you can typically pick something that makes sense within the context of your code. So whatever the fuck you want to do. So for I in sequence. Oh wait, no, hang on. That was just the example. I'm just typing out what it says. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're giving our variable a list of numbers. So it's 100, 200, 300, 400. I know we're not actually giving the variable the list. We're assigning it, but I don't care. All right. So we have a list of numbers 100, 200, 300, and 400. And for number in A is our statement. So basically iterate through the list, and as long as that item is a number, print it, we're going to print the number. Print number. Boom. So it iterates through the list and it prints 100, 200, 300, 400. I'm gonna go off script and see if I can do something. Does append work for lists? I don't fucking remember. Let's try it. Okay. Can I do that? It let me. All right. Hey, I appended track and pacer to the list. So we're gonna do once again, we're gonna do for number in A. Print number, and of course. Oh, what? Wait a minute. I didn't expect it, but maybe it does make sense. Okay, so I added the string track and pacer to the end of my list of integers, of numbers, and then I did the same thing. For loop. For number in A, print the number. So I didn't expect track and pacer to be printed, but now I'm wondering if it's just okay as long as there is a number in A. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense either. I don't know. Someone explain this to me. This doesn't make sense. Python is not type strict. Oh, wait, did I? Okay, thank you. That makes a lot more sense. So the fact that he named it number is a little confusing because I was assuming number was a type, but number is apparently not a type, as I'm realizing now. So I could have said, okay, all right, let's try this out. So for dumb fuck in A, I wonder if I'm allowed to how often am I allowed to curse on TikTok Live? I have no fucking idea. Twitch doesn't seem to care. So we'll see. Anyway, for dumb fuck in A, 1, 2, 3, 4, print number. Wait a minute. Oh, that's funny. Sorry. I know what I did wrong, but it was just really funny because I don't know. I don't know. So okay, so I typed for dumb fuck in A print number, not print dumb fuck, but it was funny because so that was a mistake I made, but it was just funny because it just listed out track and paste, track and paste, track and paste, track and paste. Okay, let's try this again. For dumb fuck in A print dumb fuck. There we go. So that iterated through. Okay, so you can call anything in a list. I remember learning this a long time ago and it confused the crap out of me. It's hard for my brain to wrap around some of the stuff. Like abstract stuff is sadly kind of difficult for me. So anyway, here we go. That was cool. Now we're going to talk about reusable code pieces called functions. I'm 5,000% sure that if you're sticking around with me right now, you already know all of this. So gonna continue embarrassing myself. It's okay to say fork. Yeah, actually, I'm not sure. Twitch, I want to take off the. I would love for viewers, listeners to like actually be able to cuss as well, and I need to. I thought I enabled that, but perhaps I did not, or there's something that I forgot to. So I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. A temporary variable. Okay, so in what I just did, by just iterating through the list, temporarily calling things dumb fuck. Dumb fuck is a temporary variable. My dog just got really. Hey, hey, down. Hey, me. Listen, I don't care. Okay. All right, Python functions. Ooh, yeah. Okay, we're getting in the meat of it now. Let's write a function. I'm gonna try and make things more fun because these are like totally fine examples for the book. They make sense. He's doing this from like a network engineer perspective, but I want to make it kind of fun, so I'm gonna write my own. But first, we're gonna start. Stop growling. Hey, stop it. Hey, 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 get down. Okay. Oftentimes, I'm gonna read the book now. TikTok. I'm sorry. Oftentimes, when you find yourself copying and pasting some pieces of code, it's a good sign you should break it up into self-contained chunks of function. This practice allows for better modularity, is easier to maintain, and allows for code reuse. Python functions are defined by using the def keyword, def, with the function name followed by the function parameters. The body of the function consists of Python statements that are to be executed. At the end of the function, you can choose to return a value to the function caller. By default, it'll return the none object if you don't specify a return value. You can choose to return a value. Return has always kind of confused me. I'm vaguely familiar with it, and it's never quite made a lot of sense to me. Um, okay. Not really temporary as it exists after the for loop. Oh, does it? Dumbfuck exists after the for loop? Okay, I will turn on the mature audience thingamajig. Can I do that live, I wonder? Hang on. It like cuts it off. Twitch, what's the matter with you? Something only chat. I don't know what this is. Hang on. Oh, that's not. All right, I'll figure it out later. Anyway, I'll stop cussing for now. I'm sorry. Case. All right, here's our example. Def name. Oh, this is not an example. Hang on. So, TikTok. This is what we're saying in the book. Def name, so the name of your function, and then in parentheses you have a parameter, comma, parameter, and then colon. You've got your statements, and then at the very end, a return value. So we'll see a lot more examples of functions in the following chapters, but here's a quick example. In the following example, we use positional parameters. Ooh, clauses on loops. Yeah, okay, that's going to be like, we're getting there. I'm not that advanced yet, okay? Okay, in the following example, we use positional parameters. So the first element is referred to by the first variable in the function. Another way of referring to parameters is keywords with default values such as def, subtract, a equals 10, b equals 5. Oh my goodness. It's already getting pretty abstract for me, but I think God, sorry, Twitch camera issues. Okay. All right, so if you're on Twitch, you can see me do this. If you're on TikTok, you're gonna hear me say it. Here's my like kind of boring example just to get the hang of it. So my function is called subtract, def subtract, and then my parameters are a, comma, b, okay? And then I'm assigning c to equal a minus b. And then my next line is return c. And then I'm going to say result equals subtract, which I guess is my function, right? Subtract 10 comma 5. And then I just oh god, sorry. Sorry, Mike. Okay, it's still on. Jesus. All right, I'm going to say return my result, and it's 5. That seems like a lot of work to get it to do something simple, but I get it. Like there could be something complicated that's how you accomplish it. They're huge. Okay. Well, let's see if I can write a tiny little function. What do I want to do? Something I'll iterate through something. Make this up on the fly. Let's see. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. I'm super original. So my function's going to be called tragapacer, and my parameters are tragapacer, comma, is stupid. Okay. Oh, it doesn't like that. Why don't you like my string? I strayed too far to the sun already. I've already tried to fly too high. What am I doing? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Hang on. What if you just try to call that same function without assigning a variable? What would happen? I don't know. Can somebody answer that? I sure can't. Do the inputs need to be variables? Ah. That might be it. Do they have to be wait a minute. Okay, yes. Hang on. T equal I'm just shooting from the hip now. S. Nope, doesn't work. Hang on. All right. S. T equals tragapacer. Nope. S equals is stupid. All right, so I've got two variables, T and S. All right. Together they equal tragapacer is stupid. So def tragapacer, my function, and I'm going to define T and S. Okay, let me do that. No, what am I gonna do? Fuck, I've already forgotten all the things that I did before. I want to see, what did we do? All right, we learned split, which was kind of cool. Append, length. We learned length. Min and max, capitalize, upper. Maybe we'll do capitalize, or sorry, we'll do upper. So what am I doing? Let's see. I'm just gonna use results again. So results. No, 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 no. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. A equals E dot split. And what are we gonna split track of pacer on? T's? Maybe? Does that work? I have no fucking clue. We're gonna split track of pacer on T. I don't know. B equals S dot split. Stupid doesn't have any. Okay, maybe we won't split. We'll do S dot upper. I don't know. And then what am I returning? Okay, here's my question. Somebody answer this before I do it. Do I need to return do I need to return both of these variable? Do I need to like have a line that's return A and return B? Can I do return A comma B? How does that work? And then what am I trying to do? And then I'm gonna have like a result, right? I'll have a result and it will be, I don't know, appending A and B together into this like non doesn't make any sense thing. Hello, welcome everybody new. I'll explain in just a moment. Um Oh, okay, super awesome. You had a good idea. I might do that in a minute. Um with the if elif thing. Um We're in the array of A and B. Hey, thank you. It's a good shirt, right? Effing birds. Fuck. I'm sorry, TikTok. I ruined it. I still, yep. Oh, fuck. All right. You're hearing a lot of shit right now. I'm so sorry. This is not a great way to do it. One day I'll get my shit together and I'll just stream from one thing. All right, let's see. Who gave me the answer? You can return a tuple. Return is 100% optional. It can be concentrated into a string, a list, or return AB. Oh, sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mr. Hamill. Okay, so I think I'm going to do that first. I'm going to return A comma B. Okay, let me do that. All right, now I'm going to have, I'm going to just reuse result. So result equals, what am I doing? I don't actually know what I'm doing. No, 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 no. Yeah, I want to append like B to A, right? So I'm just trying to remember how to do that. Where was my append? Okay, something dot append. And then input. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't know if this is gonna work. A dot append B. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? Oh, no. Maybe it's because I reused A and B. Maybe I should have used different variable names because I had A and B above, and that might actually have been something weird, probably. What network engineers real do IRL? What does a network engineer do? We make computers talk to each other. That's the answer to that one. What certifications do you have? I have a CCNA route and switch. That's the only one anyone cares about that I have. The list append function doesn't return anything. It just does the thing. Huh. So how do I get, if I want like the word track of pacer split at T added to is stupid in all caps, right? How do I get that to happen? Oh, I need to actually call. I see. I didn't actually call my function that I even made. Okay, so track a pacer hates me. Yeah, okay, I need parameters, right? Okay. So, hang on. Yeah, see, this is why I just would be the worst programmer because it's even this is so abstract to me. So, I see, I see, I see, I see. So I define my variables. I think I got too ahead of myself. I was wondering why you deviated from the function there. Yeah, I got too excited about it. I don't remember that from math Twitch. Like, I'm sorry, I don't remember that formula. In the appended value. All right. Let's start over. Let's start over. I think I understand a bit about what I did wrong. I got way too ahead of myself, right? What I really should be doing. Oh, hang on. Haha, I did it. Okay. Okay. So I get it. I was trying to define everything within the function, but I understand now that that makes the function not that reusable. Like you need to define variables outside of the function and just have like variables as placeholders, I guess, within the function so that you can reuse it. Otherwise, it's not useful as a function, really. So this is fun. Okay, cool. All right. Cool. All right. I just wrote a stupid function. Let's go. Python classes. Python is an object-oriented programming language. The way Python creates objects is with the class keyword. Oh, yeah. See, now we're getting into something I really don't understand. We've got class, we've got function. I don't understand it. A Python object is most commonly a collection of functions or methods, variables, and attributes or properties. Once a class is defined, you can create instances of the class. The class serves as a blueprint for subsequent classes. Maybe I do kind of understand it, especially in the context of like networking. You'd have to, I don't know, you'd have a class that's like Juniper Switch or something, right? Like they all have things in common. Topic of object-oriented programming is outside the scope of this chapter, but here's a simple example of a router object definition to illustrate the point. All right, so the example that is given, yeah, okay, you have a class called router, and then in parentheses, an object. And then inside you have a function init where you've defined variables or where you're, I don't know what you call it, like you're spelling out variables self, name, interface underscore number, and vendor. Yeah, this is where it gets really abstract for me, right? Because the example is like self dot name equals name, self dot interface underscore number equals interface underscore number. Like it feels to me like you're just redefining the same variables and it confuses the shit out of me, like when that happens. Okay, your function just returned a set or a tuple, and that first part of the tuple or first element of the set is an embedded list. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh my god, we're comparing variables to I get it, but it's like, how's TikTok? I've been ignoring you. I'm so sorry. Function is a black box where you put values in, it processes it in some way and spits back a value. Okay, that's actually like, yeah, like a good way to understand it. You once you build it, it's just like you put something into and spits out something as a result. How can we see the code? Hi, Hive Tech. You can. Um, I'm really sorry. This is my first TikTok live stream, and so I'm awful and boring on it. I'm on Twitch, also as Track and Pacer. If you just search it, you'll find me. If you want to see the code and the PDF I'm reading out of, which is a PDF version of this book, Mastering Python Networking by Eric Chou. You can watch the Twitch video, and I'm sharing all of that there. I will eventually get that to TikTok, probably. I think, if I feel like it. Anyway, okay, so we've gone through the object-oriented programming thing. Once defined, we can create as many instances of the class as we'd like. And so he's got an example here. I'm not sure I'm going to do this. I probably should for learning reasons, but so we can call. So we have a class called router, right? That's already defined. And now we can make specific instances of the router with the name R1 equals our object, the router. And we're defining things like name, the interface number, the vendor, right? So inside the R1 equals router, like object parentheses, we have the defined specifics attributes for that particular router, for that particular object. So the name is, it's got a name. The interface number is 64 and the vendor is Cisco. Those are the three like attributes that we're using. So then if you do r1.name, it will spell out the name that was described. It's like SFO1 R1, right? That'll spell out the name. Okay, so that's pretty simple actually. We can do that. So first I have to build the class router, which I'm saying is an object. And then I have to do my init function. I know that's a special one. I just don't understand it, so I'm going to skip over that part. So I guess at the beginning of the function that defines this class router, we have to have self, but that's not an actual variable that goes into it. I don't understand it, but I know that's how it works. So we're going to define like the names of the things, the attributes inside that class of that type of object. So self, name, interface number, vendor. Okay. And then within that function that I've just started defining, we have self.name equals name. So I'm renaming it to like a better variable that makes more sense. Instead of self.name for everything, it's just self oops self dot interface underscore number equals interface underscore number. And then lastly, self dot vendor equals vendor. Okay. So that's my class called router. Now I'm creating an actual router, specific instance of it. So R1, this is so boring. Our router's called stupid. Stupid equals a router. What's his name? His name is dummy. And what's his interface name? Interface number 24. And what's his vendor? Dell. Sorry, Dell. Actually, if we were really doing a dumb switch, it would be Netgear. No offense, Netgear. Cool. Stupid dot name. It's dummy. There we go. Stupid dot interface number. It's 24. Stupid dot vendor is Netgear. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. And then we can go on and on and on, like name all of these routers, right? Cool. There's a lot more to Python objects and OOP. We will look at more examples in future chapters. All right, I'm almost at the end of my like rope here because it's almost 10 p.m. my time and I'm hungry. Let's see, how far do we got? Yeah, you know what? We'll get through Python modules and packages and then I'll call it a night. All right, Python modules and packages. Any Python source file can be used as a module, and any functions and classes you define in that source file can be reused by other Python scripts. To load the code, the file referencing the module needs to use the import keyword. Three things happen when the file is imported. One, the file creates a new namespace. Namespace is a word that I don't understand. It's so vague for me. I've heard it in different contexts used to mean what seem like different things, and I hate it. Oh shit, mic muted. TikTok. It died. Of course it did. Well, rip TikTok. Hang on. Yeah, you know what, TikTok? I love you. Thanks for joining. All right, that was fun. Sorry, Twitch. I'm still here. That was awful. I hate going live on TikTok. That was the worst thing ever. Not really, it wasn't, but it was I definitely want to get like an integrated streaming platform. That was too much. Um it's like nice silence now. There was no noise from TikTok, but I can still feel it, you know? Um all right, Python modules and packages. I can actually hear myself think now. Okay, any Python source file can be used as a module, yada, yada, yada. Okay, when you use the import keyword, the file creates a new namespace for the objects defined in the source file. I don't understand what namespace means. The caller executes all the code contained in the module, and the file creates a name within the caller that refers to the module being imported. The name matches the name of the module. Okay. Oh, we can reuse subtract. I have probably fucked up subtract. I'm not sure if it will work. But we can try it. So we can reuse it by putting it into a file named subtract.py. Okay, you know what? I'll do that. Hang on. Let me pull up a text file, throw it in there, and then, oh, what am I doing? Well, I can just save it as like a fucking pie. Who cares? Okay. That'll work. There we go. Okay. Def subtract. I know you can't see this. I'm just gonna do it real quick. C equals A minus B. Turn C. Call this subtract. I'm gonna save it on my desktop because I am an absolute fucking heathen. Okay. I'm just gonna change it to a pie. Boom. All right. So now, ooh, actually, I don't know if that's gonna work because I don't know what my path is. That's fun. Yeah, it does not know. This is where I have to learn about paths. I just need to move this to the right place, right? I'm pretty sure. Oh, thank you for posting the circle community link for Eric. I appreciate that. Hey, how do can view my path like from the Python shell? Can I view where I am right now? Actually, there's a way you can do it. Hang on, Windows. Environment variables show me the way. Here it is. I found it. No worries. I'm not that dumb. Find it real quick. Python. Go. Do I want to put it in scripts or do I want to just have it in the Python? You know what? Let's try it. Let's just have it in Python 310 folder. Please? Hey, it worked. Sweet. Okay, so I've imported it. Results equals subtract dot subtract 10 and 5. Result. Hey! Hooray! I did it. This works because by default, Python will first search for the current dictionary for the available modules. Remember the standard library we mentioned a while back? Well, you guessed it. Those are just Python files being used as modules. If you're in a different directory, you can manually add a search path location using the sys module, the sys.path. Oh, that's a cool one to know. All right. Can we group multiple modules together in Python? Yes. Python packages allow a collection of modules to be grouped together. This further organizes Python modules for more namespace protection and better reusability. A package is defined by creating it. All right, I'm going to fall asleep. I can't do this. I'm hungry. I want to go eat a thing. I'm not going to do this right now. We're going to stop here. I did forget to record this. So, but I don't, this was cool and everything. I think it'll be fine. I'll just record my next like official stream that I actually announce and like do stuff with. And maybe it'll be slightly less boring than this one just because I won't be totally figuring stuff out like completely, or at least not the basics. So anyway, yeah, I'm really sorry. I was not planning on streaming on Twitch until I just did it on a whim, so I forgot to record it. But so this will not be on YouTube. I'm so sorry. It might stay up on Twitch for like a couple days or something afterwards, or like a week. I forget how long they'll give you, but yeah, thanks for joining me. This was fun. It was really cute. I'm actually really enjoying this, and I'm glad I can just do it in the command prompt for now. I know I'll probably want to move out of command prompt at some point in the near future, but for now, I'm fine with this. So, thank you to everybody who joined. Thank you, Mr. Hamill, for being mod on off the cuff. I'm sorry I didn't warn you. I was not sure. Anyway, join Eric's community, please, if you're interested in learning Python. Feel free to follow me anywhere. I'm mostly active on Twitter and TikTok now, although not TikTok Live yet. So, anyway, great to chat with y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great night. I will see you very soon.